Kia ora. I'm Jonathan Alver, and I was the Executive Director of the APEC CEO Summit 2021. Well, the biggest challenge across the development of the CEO Summit is the constant change. We went from a live event where 1,000 people from around the world were going to come together to talk to 21 world leaders. And then very quickly, obviously, the whole year went virtual for APEC, and the CEO Summit went virtual too. The one thing we decided early, and the CEO Summit Committee were really clear on this, was that whatever happened, it needed to be about content. The content of the summit this year was so essential to actually make sure that business understood what ideas there were about challenging the post-pandemic world. And so content became our core. However we were going to deliver the summit, we needed to have the very best talent to be able to deliver it. And that became the center of our attention, to find a list of speakers and a list of panelists that would truly give us content that would excite people. The outcome was successful. We got a great list of speakers, from Chancellor Merkel, through to obviously 8 of the APEC leaders, through to Amal Clooney, the human rights lawyer, through to David Suzuki, the environmentalist. We put together a really exciting program of conversation that took us through many of the challenges we're facing, from disruption to digital enhancement, through to the post-COVID world, through to the problems with moving goods and services around in a post-pandemic world. And of course, climate change was at the core of a lot of our conversation. As well as looking at where we would be post-COVID, we need to keep looking at the future of the planet and how on earth we're going to have a successful economic APEC in the more difficult circumstances of also trying to look after the environment at the same time. But also the lovely thing about doing it all online was the level of talent was so high, and we got to speak to them ourselves, because first of all we do a test with every person. So for instance, Amal Clooney came online and Nicola got to chat to her briefly while she was waiting. At the time, one of the twins was crawling all over her lap, and we never thought we'd get her still until George's arm came in and pulled her away. So it was fun. We got to do some things that would have been different had we been live. I think if we had our opportunities again, we'd probably approach the platform in a different way. We realized that the delegate experience, whilst very secure, was extremely complicated. We used two-factor authentication, and most business people found that an unnecessary step. Really, you want something that's very easy to just tag into and tag out of and be very readily accessible. So all in all, it was a roller coaster. We went on an amazing journey. Had we got to deliver the live event with all of those world leaders and all of those people from around the world coming and seeing what New Zealand has to offer, it would have been wonderful. But in fact, we showed other things that New Zealand has to offer. We not only showed our businesses through our interstitial content, but we also showed our understanding and use of technology, and that we are a country that's ready to do business, whatever the environment we'll put into.
Join, work, grow together. Haumie, hui e, tai ki e.